for the last couple years. It's been time for Savings Appeal. We've been joined by Dylan Bond, the owner of Bond Financial Services. We always give tips for retirement, but we never really talk about you. You've been doing finance for a lot of years.
A long time. When I think about it, it blows my mind.
Now, you used to work for some of the larger companies. What motivated you to go out on your own?
Yeah, I mean, really what it boils down to, I grew up about 3 miles down the road here in Enfield, Connecticut. I went to college at Nichols College outside of Worcester, Mass. I got a degree in economics. I spent the first 4 years of my career working in New York at an investment banking company and a brokerage firm in New York. And I really put a plan together that before I really decided what I wanted to do. I wanted to spend a few years in New York and a few years in Boston and get a feel for different jobs in the industry. So in New York, I was actually behind the scenes working more, looking at computers and watching stock prices flash green and red all day, and I knew I didn't want to do that. So when I went to Boston, I ended up working in the front office, if you will, working with individual investors. And basically at that point in time, I realized that's what I wanted to do, because what I found was that I liked people and I liked to learn about their stories and figure out what they needed and put them in a position where I thought they'd have the best potential to succeed in their investment planning and retirement planning. The conflict that I had was looking the client in the eye, trying to do the best thing for them, and then getting pressure from the managers to recommend certain products in the best interest of the company. I felt I just didn't think that was going to be a position I could be in for the rest of my life. So in 1998, I went out as an independent advisor, and at this point, I still work with some of the largest companies out there, but I don't work for them. I work with them because I choose to use their products.
So Dylan, what does being on your own allow you to do?
Yeah, well, what I found working for a specific company is that not one product or service is really going to be the right fit or tool for everybody's job. And as an independent, I have the ability to go out to multiple different companies out there, whether it be Fidelity or other companies out there, and use what I think is the best tool for the job. And I don't work for anybody but the families that I represent. I don't work for the company. I don't get a paycheck from any of the companies. I don't get health insurance or any of that. So my number one priority is working face to face with the families that I represent and acting in their best interest as a fiduciary. And ultimately, I think that's what the most rewarding part of my job is.
Now, Dylan, we're just looking at some footage from your office, and the thing that's nice about your office, not often do you get to go and sit down one-on-one with the boss. It's a small space, so all of your families, you know them, you work with them one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, I work, the families that I represent, we're working with them on average a couple of times a year. We're meeting face-to-face. Some I meet with quarterly, some I meet with semi-annually, and some I meet with only annually because they're off traveling. But the fact of the matter is we have good relationships. I consider the families that I work with part of my family, and I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that they have the best potential to succeed and not have any problems in retirement.
And Bond Financial Services in and of itself is a family too. I mean, you have Wanda working at the front, and then you and George work closely, kind of making it all work.
Yeah, George actually, he does a great job with the seminars and scheduling them. He puts together all the dinner seminars. He puts together all of the golf seminars that we do. And Wanda, she does a lot of the back office paperwork, new business processing, client service, and things like that. So without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, and that's just meet face to face with as many people as I can and have as many conversations on what I would do if I were them, knowing what I know about them.
And one of the places where you do that are those seminars. And the title is, Are You Prepared to Live 40 Years Without a Paycheck? Which is daunting for some people, but you want to invite people in. Doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or you don't have anything to your name. You just want to talk to people, get your message out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the bottom line is this. I'd rather plan for the worst case scenario and hope for the best, and plan for the best and hope for the best. And if you're prepared for 40 years without a paycheck, if you only live 30,
even better.
You're going to be better off, and then your kids might get a little extra money. So ultimately, when I'm working with somebody, the first thing I want to do is figure out what's the worst case scenario. If things are as bad as they can be out there, what can we expect, and will it work? If we can make that happen, then everything else is just going to be a better situation.
And then we can plan from there. Dylan, it's nice getting to know you a little bit better.
Good to be here.
Yeah, I like having you on this couch.
Yeah, it
Come
was
back.
nice.
I'll probably see you next Wednesday. And you can visit bondfinancialservices.net or call 413-754-4747. Just let Dylan and his staff take all the steps to secure your financial future.